Alright, y'all. Welcome back to another video. Now, on this video right here, I want to talk about you not fitting in. You being different since birth. A lot of people misjudge you all because you think different than them. You talk different than them. You never was the one to be seen in crowds because you are a chosen one. And the real chosen people do not fit in. You were never born to fit in anyway. And when you're not born to fit in, people will try to make you feel bad about yourself because you got a mind of your own. You don't think like they think. You think differently. But see, at the same time, these people like the way you carry yourself. They would never tell you that or admit it, but they taking notes every single day. The people in the crowd, they think they popular, but the real chosen ones is the most popular thing walking on God's green earth to this day. When you was in school, you ain't fit in. You ain't had that many friends. People didn't even like you when you was in school. You probably were bullied, picked on, or you probably had haters growing up. And these haters are the people that could be seen in crowds. See, the people in the crowd are afraid to step out and walk alone and be different. But see, you've been shining bright like a star since you was a baby. From kindergarten all the way up to junior high, middle school, and high school. For some of you, even in college, you couldn't understand back then why you couldn't make friends. Why it was so hard for you to get along with other people, but it wasn't you. You were never the problem. They were the problem. They had a problem with your growth. They had a problem with your light, your spirit, your mind. That's the number one thing they will attack is your mind. And the real chosen ones got a strong mind on them. Because if your mind wasn't so resilient, you'd be just like them, weak and miserable. But let's go a little bit deeper. The moment when you came into this world, you are already a chosen one. It didn't happen when you got a certain age. You are already chosen. The day you were in that hospital, the day when you came out your mama, you were already a chosen one. As a matter of fact, you was a chosen one when she was carrying you. Your first hater was Satan. The enemy tried to take you out of here. But as you got older, Satan got more frightened. All because he knows that you are God's people. All because one day you'll you'll wake up and find your true potential. And the moment when you did that, you became his worst nightmare. And also, he also jumped inside other people. The people that you thought that was your friends, but they turned out to be fake. Fake family members. your boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend. Jumped aside all these people, co-workers, ex-husband, ex-wife, whatever it relates to you. He jumped aside all these people. Then all of a sudden they started hating you. And then you couldn't figure out why they were being the way they were being. Because they saw the potential in you. They saw your light. Your fake friends, they saw it. That's why they were talking about you. You were never born to fit in anyway. And that right there is a gift. Not fitting in. Because when people laugh at you, they really laughing at themselves. They laugh at you because you different. But you laugh at them because they are the same. They talk the same, walk the same. They ain't going nowhere in life. And the more you elevate, the more they hate. And don't be surprised. Your biggest hater is the one that you really love. Or the biggest hater you really thought was your friend. Because it be the ones closest to you now. You gotta remember that. But it goes to show you, everybody can't hang around you. Because 3 things gonna happen. They're gonna get intimidated, either expired, or they're gonna get triggered. And you gotta be around people that's gonna love you for who you are and not hate you for who you are. You get me? Because you gotta understand, ladies and gentlemen, with that type of gift you carry, everybody wish they had your gift. Some people looking at you right now and they are expired. They wondering, how can he be that strong? How can she be that strong if she got all these people coming up against her like that? He got all these people coming at him like that. But let's not get it twisted. A real chosen one is not afraid of nobody. When these people came up against you, they thought you were just going to stop and say, okay, I give up. Y'all win. No. You kept doing what you were doing. And that right there will piss them off. Got them scared as hell. You scared the living daylights out of your enemies. Because you're not afraid to be alone. You're not afraid to walk alone and get the job done. You didn't need that support. None of them. And they're sitting there wondering why you don't want to deal with them. Because you don't want to fit in with them. You stood out alone for a reason. And when you stand out, people gonna call you stuck up. Who she thinks she is. Who you think you are. Who he think he is. They ain't nothing. And the more they talk about you, the more powerful you are becoming. They forgot that old quote from back in the day. The old school quote. Our minds are a terrible thing to waste. And they are wasting their time thinking about you. Worrying about you and your life. They are wasting their time. And time waits for no man. The clock is ticking. And they're sitting there wondering about you, gossiping about you. All because you didn't want to fit in with that little fake clique. Instead of them leaving you alone, they do this all day. They talk about you. Because they admire your swag, your style. That's why you gotta get away from folks like that. Everybody can't handle that real chosen one energy. Then they wonder why people like us don't want to be near them. We like a small circle. We don't need a lot of friends in our faces. We'll need depend on nobody for nothing. No friends, no relationships, no nothing. We happen on our own. But until the right person come into our lives, doggone it, we can take our own self, our own dates. They can't do that. They need people. But a real chosen one, you never see a real chosen one all up in other people's faces, seeking validation, hating on others, trying to fit in with the crowd just to feel better. See, if they're going through pain, they gotta be seen in crowds, but the pain is still there. But a chosen one will address the pain and do something about it. Unlike that, they gotta hide their pain through smoking, drinking, and God knows what. And look at here, we ain't judging. But doing all that is not gonna take away the pain. When you was a child, they made fun of you. Maybe because you had a certain accent, you look a certain way, but that don't even matter. You got a gift. As a matter of fact, you had a gift since you was a baby. And like I told you earlier in this video, the devil knew it too. That's why he mad to this day that you didn't fold, you didn't break. You didn't fold under pressure. See, your haters, even Satan, try to make you fold like a lawn chair. But you were too strong. Your mind was too strong. You dare not drove these people crazy. You drove them insane. You drove them insane in the membrane. Like Cypress Hill. And now they're sitting there questioning themselves. They're sitting there wondering. You got these people questioning their own lives. Because you're not even sweating them. You're not even studying them. That's what people in the crowd do. Focus on other people. Instead of focusing on their own lives. They focusing on you 24/7. 365. It ain't going nowhere in life. All that gossiping that's made you to a winner. All that gossiping turned you into a champion. And now they mad. Cause look at here. A real one will not be seen in the crowd. And you ain't gotta compete with nobody. You competing with the man or the woman in the mirror. They competing with you. But they ain't gonna admit that they like your style. So what they do? Watch and monitor your every move. But like I said, you don't need no friends. You grown. You're an adult. You ain't no teenager. You don't need friends. These people grown on top of grown. And they need friends. Now, I'm not saying don't have friends. But don't have fake people in your circle that pretend to love you. But at the same time, they are jealous of you. Them type of people are dangerous. Especially, you know, you finna go somewhere in life. Get them people out of your life. Don't have these people all up in your face. Because these people out here are so wicked and so evil. They want to rum you, unalive you. They want to take you off this earth. That's how far they will go. But don't you worry. You are protective. That's why you can't have everybody all up in your circle, all up in your face. That's why you can't be seen in certain crowds. As a matter of fact, let me wind that back. A real chosen will not be in the crowd anyway. You like your space. And when you got your own space, you can think clearly. Ideals. will be pointed to your mind. But if you in the crowd, you can't think, you can't even get nothing done, because they distracting you. Now, maybe back in the day, when you were young, you probably did used to have 4, 5, 10 friends here and there. But as you got older, you woke up and you realize these people was never your friend. That relationship partner was never your partner. That person used you. Either used you, cheated on you, mentally abused you. They didn't really love you. That ex-business partner, that job you had back in the day, back in the past, shall I say, that job you had years ago. You had to leave that job. You had to leave these people. Why? They were getting uncomfortable with your light. They were getting intimidated. And you had to spread your wings and fly like a bird. You outgrew the place. You outgrew everybody. And when you start outgrowing people, it's time to go. It's time to go. Don't even look back. Don't even say goodbye. Keep walking forward. Because the same people that's in the crowd laughing will be the same ones be in tears and be thinking about you nonstop. Because the ones that walk alone end up becoming successful one day. If you don't know, you better know it. The ones that walk alone always be the ones that become something later in life. I don't care what your age. Better late than never, right? Chosen men, chosen women, the real ones. You know you don't fit in with this world. This world is based off snakes, fakes, clowns, and rats. You walk alone for a reason. You never needed nobody's approval. You didn't have to seek validation like the people in the world do today, in today's society. You don't need them, but they need you though. See, when you don't fit in, people gonna be so curious about you because you're mysterious, you stay to yourself. But beware of these folks now, because they will try to come up to you and pretend to be your friend. Don't be the main dangerous ones I'm talking about. But like I said, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. Because when you street smart and got discernment, they can't get over on you. None of them can't. So while they over there worrying about you, you're over there getting the job done, putting in the work, and not worrying about he or she say, or what they say. You ain't thinking about them, you ain't studying them. But that's remember, you shine like a diamond, you shine bright like a star. Because you were born to shine and continue to shine. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all share this video. God bless you all. Y'all be safe out there. Happy Thursday. And that's all, folks. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Love you all. Thank you for support. Much love. And make sure your health and your mental health is good. Because remember, that's the most important thing ever. Your health and your mental health. But once again, please be safe out there. And God bless. Peace.